Welcome back, everyone, to episode 5 of Drams Delivered. I can't believe we're on 5 already.
It's great.
Yeah.
So this episode we are going quite extreme. I think we maybe hinted in the last episode that I was kind of hoping for something a little bit more smoky than the Talisker. So we have kind of gone for it. So this might split opinion, but that's good. It'll cause some discussion between us, and hopefully some of you guys who maybe think you don't like peat might like it, or you've got your 2 drams, so this is quite a good one to swap with people or exchange with friends. But yeah, we are going to Islay, and we are going to Ardbeg. So yeah, one of our favourites, I think.
I'd say probably my favourite PT dram, I would have to say, is Ardbeg. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, Islay is a little island off the southwest coast of Scotland. It is all about making peated whisky. So it's a little island. The population is about 3,000 people, but they have 10 active distilleries,
9 with more planned.
Yeah.
And really it is sort of an island of whisky.
Yeah.
Sort of a whisky paradise, really.
Totally.
You could call it.
If you like peat.
If you like
If you
whisky.
like peat. Yeah.
It can really split opinions, so we don't expect everyone to like this one. If you don't like it, then maybe swap with a friend. See if a friend would like a taste of your dram.
Let's get open it.
Yeah, you're getting excited.
Yeah. So regional styles are something we get asked about a lot, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like Speyside," or "I don't like Highlands," and to be honest, a lot of distilleries make so many different types of expression. I mean, that first one we did in episode 1 was Tom and Towel, and they normally make a gentle dram, and they had a little bit of smoke and peat in there. So I don't think regional styles should be acknowledged too much.
The rules aren't as strict as people might think.
No. However,
when it comes to Islay, they're all about peat.
Yeah.
But then you have Bruichladdich,
Yeah,
for example.
Bunnahabhain put out a few unpeated too.
So in every region you always find distilleries that are doing something a bit different and maybe not what's expected of them. But yeah, Ardbeg for sure is big, bold, smoky, intense, delicious. So
the sound of our people, John. Are you ready?
You ready?
So this expression we're having here is Ardbeg Uigeadail. So do you have a bit more?
No,
a wee bit more.
You can tell we like this one a lot.
So Uigeadail is the name of the loch that Ardbeg use as their water source. And this expression's a vatting of sherry casks, I believe. Sitting at 54.2% as well, so this really is a sort of storm in a glass. It is intense. I'm just going to get stuck in it, I think.
Yeah. Fair play. Cheers. Oh.
Yeah.
There is a bit of an alcoholic hit on the nose. You might want to add a bit of water to that one. I think there are some tasty notes on the front of the bottle. So treacle, bacon and bonfires, and I'd certainly agree with that. It's sweet. There's almost a meaty element, almost a sulphury element to that.
Yeah.
And bonfires, definitely. Yeah.
See, looking at what's your thoughts on legs? So, I was kind of taught when I was first trying whiskey that you should look at the legs like you kind of do in wine, and it's kind of shows you the sort of viscosity or the thickness of the liquid. And I've always noticed that higher strength whiskey is more narrower legs, and it's almost like a little hairline going around. But I've read some stuff that says it's not true, but I actually do find higher strength stuff does look like that. So it's quite important to look at your whiskey before you drink it.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from it by the way it reacts in the glass. So if it's got incredibly slow legs, it's probably an older whiskey.
Yeah,
it's a lot thicker. If the legs are really sort of thin, as Matt said, then it might be a higher strength. So
I found that sometimes we play a game in the bar where it's like guess the whiskey, and even just by looking at it and smelling it, you do learn a lot. The tasting is definitely the best part.
Wow, yeah. An explosion of flavour. I think it definitely needs a wee drop for me.
Oh yeah, that is delicious and nutritious. Oh, I love it. That gets me excited. But we're big fans of Ardbeg. If you guys like Ardbeg, you should join. They've got a committee, and it's really great, free to join. I think it's one of the biggest committees in the world, not just in whiskey, but in the world. 120?
I think it's about 120,000 members that they have now. It's free to join, and what that sort of gets you is obviously a newsletter letting you know what's happening at the distillery, and you also get access to some limited bottling. So each year, Ardbeg release a special bottle, something a bit different, a limited edition. But before they release that, they also release a committee release of their limited edition, which is normally at a higher strength. And it's
great. It's normally like £100, isn't it? And it's
around
like
about the £100 mark.
Cask strength Ardbeg. So
you can't go far wrong.
if you love that sort of smoky, peaty attack on your senses, then that's what it's all about.
Yeah. You had a trip to Ardbeg that I guess could be called an attack on the senses, didn't you, Matt? You were over there. Was it last summer?
It was 2 summers ago, I believe. 2 summers ago. Yes. So I was very fortunate. Actually, got invited over to go to Ardbeg. All expenses paid. They selected some bars around the UK that they loved, and it sounded like a very professional networking
You'd
event.
think with that kind of event that you would have been on your best behaviour. You must have.
Yes, I was. Yeah.
So great. Well, that must
be the stories.
But is it the end?
No, unfortunately not. No. They were very hospitable. In fact, too hospitable that they took us to lots of bars, and anything Ardbeg was go for it. It'll be put on the company card. So there was about 6 of us who'd all just met in Glasgow and flew over, and we were all just worked in hospitality, so we got on quite well naturally. All liked to have a dram. All obviously liked Ardbeg. And one thing led to another, and when someone says there's a free credit card behind the bar and there's about 20 Ardbegs in the bar, it's going to end one way. So I got a bit pissed and became best mates with everyone, and we were walking back to the hotel, which was maybe about a mile away, and I just thought, the saltiness, the sea air, the smokiness, like there's a beach there, I just want to be in the water and be Isla and be Ardbeg. And the other guys were on the same wavelength as me. Recalling the story, I sound like an idiot, but at the time, I thought it was good. And anyway, we decided, having only met that day, to completely get naked and run and skinny dip in the water, which was quite enthralling, and it was good, and I felt great.
Quite enthralling,
yeah. It was a 9 out of 10, John. A 9 out of 10. And then what happened was the girls who were on the trip decided to steal our clothes. So we had about a mile walk back to the hotel, completely naked. And this is what I actually love about Isla. So that sounds fine and whatever, but we were walking up this single track road on the way home, and it must have been 1 a.m, and I heard a car come up behind us, and I thought, who's this going to be? And turned around, and it was, of course, the police. And the only police car on the island, and it found us naked at 1 o'clock in the morning on a work trip, representing the bar. Good one, Matt. Excellent. And the 3 of us kind of stood to the side of the road, and she wound down the window and kind of standing there like this. And I thought, oh no, I'm done. And what she said in a lovely way, where are you guys going? We said, we're just going to the hotel. Well, we didn't do that, but over to the hotel over there. And she goes, all right. And then, again, this sums up Isla. She says, I thought we were going to get fined or arrested. And she just said, okay, well, do you mind not walking in the middle of the road? And that was it. And let us go on our way. And I thought, that's great. She's obviously seen idiots like me before. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, it's always got a kind of a memory for me there. And, just great whiskey as well. We went on a boat the next day, which was not so fun. It was a bit spewy, but... we're kind of digressing a lot about me being naked and not a dram.
A wee bit.
It's part of whiskey, the stories, isn't it? So, cheers. Favourite Ardbeg?
A very, very difficult question to answer. Alligator has to be up there, which was a release that came out a few years ago now. Dark Cove, absolutely fantastic as well. But I think for me, some of the releases, I would rather a bottle of Uigeadail, really, when it comes down to it. It's consistently great.
About 80, 85 now.
You're less than that.
Less now?
About 65 maybe.
Are you?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so
Great.
it really does represent sort of fantastic value. You're getting a lot more sort of whiskey for your money with that higher strength.
Yeah.
By the time you've added a bit of water and brought it down to sort of 40, it's it's
One thing Ardbeg definitely get away with, maybe the wrong expression, but like all three of those, you said Alligator, Dark Cove, Uigeadail, none of those have an age on them.
No, so they're what's called or referred to as non-age statement whiskies. Now, what the legal requirements are to put an age on a bottle, the youngest whiskey in the bottle has to be as old as that. So to have a 10-year-old whiskey, you can't have anything younger than 10. You can have 11 and 12-year-old stuff in there. But with non-age statement whiskies, the only requirement is that it's at least 3 years old to be called whiskey. And Ardbeg went through quite a tumultuous period in the 90s where they were closed essentially until they were bought over by Louis Vuitton or Hennessy Group. So really there weren't old stocks to rely upon when it came to Ardbeg, and those stocks have had to be built up over the past 20 years. So the 10 was released in I think 2010. Is that correct? Or 2009.
Yeah.
And other than that, the core range of Ardbeg, you have the Anno, Uigeadail and Corryvreckan are all non-age statements. And normally I would shy away from non-age statement whiskies.
Me too.
I think it's often a way for companies to maybe sell whiskey that's younger than they would,
you got a good example of a company that's done that,
to admit. None I can think of off the top of my head.
Sure?
No, I wouldn't like to name any.
Oh, I think you would.
Maybe there's. Maybe we can find some.
Macallan, maybe? Not Macallan,
No,
surely.
no.
They wouldn't do such a
Well,
thing.
I was slyly looking at it. You didn't have to say Macallan.
The M word.
The M word.
No, they released a series called Ruby Sienna. Was it Gold, Ruby, Sienna, and Amber?
The Stripper series.
The Stripper series, as we call it. Sorry if anyone's called that.
We can't say that.
We'll just check our membership list first, John. They kind of sold the world over.
It's often a way for companies to sell younger whiskey at a higher price, but when it comes to Ardbeg, I think the quality and the consistency is definitely there. So
sure.
They're one company who I don't mind giving my money to for a whiskey that's
non-age statement.
Yeah.
Another thing with smoky whiskey is that the younger the whiskey, the smokier it will be. So like an Ardbeg 10 would normally be more smoky than an Ardbeg 25. The reason for that is that part of the process is drying the barley, and that's where the smoky flavour comes from. So if we're at here when we smoke the barley, 10 years later is here, 25 years is here, it will have taken on more character from the cask it's been in and less from the drying part. So if you do like smoky whiskey, there's great value in.
Often younger is actually better.
Yeah, can be.
It's not all about age when it comes to Islay.
Yeah.
So
Great. I think I've embarrassed myself enough this episode.
Yeah.
So excellent. Well, hope you guys enjoyed Ardbeg. I think it will split opinion. Hopefully, some of you loved it. Some of you might hate it. Let us know.
Let us know what you think of it, and let us know if you want to see more whiskies like this, or if you're repulsed by it.
I know, and you're going to cancel.
Sure, some of you will be. So
yeah. All right, guys. Thanks very much.
Lunch it.
Cheers, lunch.